Good morning. How are you all doing? I'm a tiny bit late today. Had to finish up my coffee and it's just so needed. So, anyways, just like 2 minutes late, so whatever. Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Early once again. I hope you guys all enjoyed day one. And if you haven't put your homework into this group yet, please feel free to comment how it went for you. I want to know, how did it go? How did it go in like implementing a new thing into your morning routine, or starting a morning routine at all, and just doing like one thing? Yeah, how did it impact your day? How did it make you feel? And what did you try? All of that is, I'm super curious. So today is day 2 of the Raise Your Vibration Challenge. And today we're taking that step a little bit further. We're going from, practicing this perfect morning routine, practicing this thing that lights you up and gets your energy set for the day, and actually getting up and implementing it, embodying it into the world. Because like I said, there's a huge difference between knowing something and truly practicing, truly embodying it. And I have fell victim to this so many times where I, did this morning practice and didn't take that embodiment with me throughout the day. Just kind of left it there until the night routine, like 2 different people completely. I mentioned this in my email list the other day. But that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So in your media that you have for this, it's called Paying Attention to How You Feel. On that challenge, I try to keep it really, really simple and easy to understand. But this is something that I also like to call emotional intelligence, which is literally just being intelligent, just being knowledgeable, tuning in and recognizing how you're feeling, where your emotions lie. Because one of the most common and just well-known universal laws is the law of attraction, right? And the thing is, this is one of the biggest laws that started my journey as well. I'm not going to try to bash it whatsoever, but it can leave a lot of people thinking that, you just have to think about this Mercedes G-Wagon showing up in your yard and then one day it'll poof out of nowhere. This is one thing that you can implement into your spiritual practice, but it kind of misleads people, as well as leaving people like they need to think about, like, pay attention to their thoughts, like, all day, every day. Like, paying attention to every thought that's going on in their head, whether it's negative or positive, and, like, worrying about the negative, like, thoughts and trying to turn it around. But really, this leaves you constantly in your head. This leaves you not present, stressed out about the next thought you're gonna have or the thought that you just had. It's not how it works, guys. It's the emotion that is struck behind it. You can think about an emotional trauma that happened so many months ago, and you have every right to. You can't push that away, push that emotion away. You have to be able to heal it fully, but you can't just, because you're thinking about it, it doesn't mean that it sparks that same emotion in you anymore. It could be the sense of empowerment, the source of, like, true healing, and I really got over this, and you're bringing it up to, show an example to somebody else or whatever it is. It's the emotion that lies behind those thoughts that is the most important. And so, of course, it goes hand in hand, right? Like, if you're thinking about this, like, I can't see who's on. But go ahead and comment or wave and I can see you. I just saw thumbs up. Hi, good morning. But if you're thinking about this person that really irritates you at work or whatever it is, and I've totally been there, then the emotion that lies behind that thought is probably irritation. It's probably just like frustration, and that stuff just can build and build and build. And a lot of the times we can actually become addicted to that behavior. So say that this person really annoys you. And so every time you think you have been annoyed by this person and what they do time and time again. And so when your brain thinks about this person, it instantly goes to irritation. Because what we've done is we've taken a scenario. I'm gonna like make an example here. This is like one of your brain waves. You take a scenario and then you take an emotion and you kind of connect those together again and again and again and again. Sooner or later they fuse together. And this scenario, it just automatically leads to this emotion. And so this is what creates, we're going really deep into this right now because I kind of just talk on the whim. But this is what forms subconscious wirings. And this is what rewiring the subconscious is all about. Because the thing is that doesn't mean that statement is a truth. That doesn't mean that this person makes you so irritated. That's not a truth, you know? That's just one example. It could be like you've wired in this belief that success equals a lot of really hard work, time and time out, like having to wake up super early, go to bed late, work your ass off. This is a common belief that we talk about in the abundance frequency, but that we need to rewire because, of course, because this brainwave is fused together, that's a truth for us. And so we'll act accordingly. We'll work super fucking hard, even if it doesn't feel right to us, even if we feel burnt out all the time and like not putting out our best work because we're so burnt out and tired. But because that's a truth for us, because that is something that's fused into our subconscious minds, we'll go out and we'll make that a truth. So when we're talking about emotional intelligence, it's being conscious of this fact. It's being conscious that the next time that you feel irritated with this person at work, you question why that is, you know? And oh my gosh, I'm telling you I like to say this from a personal standpoint that I totally understand. Okay, I used to like just see somebody at my job and like I would just get irritated. And then I recognized that. You know, it's not that they were doing something that was irritating me. It was because I had created this fuse that this person linked with irritation. You see what I mean? And we do this in so many different scenarios. We can do it in our relationships. We can do it with our jobs. We can do it with our successes, with money. Money is a huge one. The whole reason I created the abundance frequency, because it's such a thing that we have to heal. It could be with anything. It could be with your dreams, like your dream vision that you have for yourself. What emotion have you linked with that? That's a good thing to question. So paying attention to these fuses, the scenarios and the emotions that tie together and whether they're actually real or not, that's emotional intelligence, questioning that and going deeper. So not actually just paying attention to your thoughts, but how you're feeling. And this is such a simpler way to use manifestation, aside from just saying, you know, use this technique and that technique, or some of the techniques we mentioned yesterday. You know, raise your vibration to this frequency. Like, I'm saying this so that it's well-rounded and it makes sense to you, okay? So, because paying attention to how you feel is simple, right? And you can tune into this at any time. I recommend when you're first starting, if you really want to take this seriously, set a timer for yourself every 2 or 3 hours. That would just, all it has to do is like have a little thing on your phone that says, like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now? And, you know, what is this expanding in your life? What is this bringing more of in your life? It's a very direct question, because that's exactly how manifestation works, guys. We can't get around it. We can't feel horrible throughout our day, feel stagnant, feel unenergized, feel stressed out, and think that we're going to manifest the things that we desire. It starts with feeling good. And if you are in a scenario that just doesn't allow you to do that, and this is a whole other topic, but you feel like you're just convincing yourself that you're okay in a not okay situation, and convincing yourself that, you know, you can be grateful for it anyway because you're a spiritual person. No, like sometimes you are just in a bad situation that you need to remove yourself from. And sometimes we cover that up with a lot of egotistical fear scenarios, a lot of excuses. But sometimes you just need to remove yourself from a situation or a job or a relationship or whatever that is. Because if you're constantly surrounded by something that is making you feel some sort of way, and you know it's not just like an energy fuse, like I had a past relationship like that, you know, and I had a past job like that, where you convince yourself that, you know, you're grateful and that this is okay, and that, you know, you're a spiritual person, you're willing to work on, you know, what is working, and, you know, be grateful for where you're at. At some point, you have to realize that that scenario, whatever it is just not for you, and it's not your elements that allows you to thrive. But that is a whole side note. Making sure that you're in an environment where you allow this in, where you have the opportunity to just thrive and be happy and energetic and be yourself, and all of the things that make you feel good. Making feeling good literally like the highest priority in your life, okay? And I'm not like trying to be too woo-woo with this, but I'm serious. Like, follow the things that make you happy and make that a huge, huge priority in your life. Because when you compound that feel-good emotion over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day, you purposely step into the things that make you feel happy, because sometimes we are so habitual to think about the negative things. Sometimes we're so habitual to not do the things that we love. You know, we convince ourselves that we have something else to do than to play the guitar, than to belt out and sing, to go to this dance class, to do whatever it is. We often convince ourselves that we don't have time for things anymore. And that is a wiring that is going on all around us from media and society in general, that just time doesn't exist, and it really irritates me. Anyways, but you do, okay? It all comes down to the priorities. And are you going to make negative emotions, stress, frustration, all those things a priority? Or are you going to make an energetic statement that you are making the time and making it a priority to do the things that truly light you up? If you like to go adventure, and you like to travel, and you like to, you know, just explore, but you create all these excuses behind time and money and all these different things, is that just an energy fuse in a way? Is that something that you just continue to tell yourself without thinking a little deeper as to how it's possible? Like, you know, this has happened to me before with COVID. I think there's a lot of people that are convincing themselves you can't travel right now. And the thing is you can. It's just up to your personal preference, and like, if you mind being on an airplane, that's it. You can travel. I recognize this for myself because I kept telling myself I couldn't. And yeah, I just got off a flight to Arizona, and I've opened my eyes up to all the places that you can travel to right now. But even within that, you can road trip. Road tripping should be super popular right now. We shouldn't convince ourselves out of it. For all of you travel junkies out there, such as myself, find a way to spark your happy. Find a way to follow what lights you up. And it's unique to every single person, but make it a priority, because when you do, the universe sees that and gives you more of it. And when you do that and you compound it, like I said, today, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day, this is when you get this buildup of energy that all of a sudden you just get all these massive manifestations. Okay, it doesn't always happen instantly, and this is what turns people off. But if you can pay attention to how you feel and follow that happiness, follow the things that you are passionate about, time and time again, every single day, even if it seems weird at first, to like choose to, I don't know, go to dance class instead of clean your house, or I don't know, whatever you're in the routine of doing that you're convinced that you have to do. Like I have been there. Choose it anyway, no matter how uncomfortable it is, because that is your highest priority. And the more that we do that and the more that we compound those emotions, of course, yes, we get this massive manifestation on the other side when we compound all of that positivity. We're calling in just so much when it becomes, think about it less as a technique and a strategy and more just a way of living that's not going to leave you. You're truly changing the way you are living the world. I think that recently I've juggled around with being a spiritual growth coach, a manifestation coach, recently shifting into Dharma coach, because within the manifestation and spiritual realm, there's a lot of look as if it's technique, as if it's making sure that you do yoga and you meditate and you follow these principles. But it's truly a way of living. It's truly a way of following the things that light you up, the things of passion, things of purpose. And everything falls into place when the mission becomes so much bigger than just manifesting like millions of dollars or something like that. It becomes so much bigger than yourself, and it just becomes a way of being, a way of living that elevates so much more beyond. And I want you to approach your emotional intelligence. I want you to approach your life in this way, and letting that go of like the strategy and how I'm going to do it. Because when we do that, we just frustrate ourselves more and we stunt our growth. So I'm going to take a drink of water. Who's on here with me? I'm just realizing that it's not showing me. I guess I'll just have to see afterwards. Water, then coffee. And water, then coffee. My birdies outside are waiting for food. I feed them like 3 times a day, really expensive, nice bird food, because we're like a little bird family. And we like bird watch in our yard because we get lots of cool birds and squirrels and chipmunks and all sorts of critters and woodpeckers. It's lots of fun. But anyways, this is what I'm looking at when you see me looking out this way. So when I talk about emotional intelligence, I really like to say one thing, and that is a lot of the times we strictly focus on the polar opposites, right? The negative energy, the negative thoughts, and the positive energy and the positive thoughts, right? But let me tell you what people get stuck in, because we have this thought process, we have these knowing that, negative thoughts, negative emotions don't serve us. And in certain times they do, okay? If you're dealing with a trauma, if you're dealing with something personal in your life, it is necessary. I'm not going to be a spiritual bypasser. It's not about that. And I've had people in my family think that it is, so I want to be upfront. Like, there are times to process trauma, sadness, all of the things, and it is necessary. We need to truly feel the fullest of emotions that we can when it comes to the things that have hurt us in any sort of way, and truly heal from them. And like, I mean fully, like you should like be bawling your eyes out and doing all the things you have to do for however much time so that you can truly leave it behind. Because when we don't, we carry on with it, and it creates these subconscious stories in our minds that are related to it that are only there because we never truly healed them. Whole other topic, but I just wanted to throw that in there. But there's the negative emotions, the stress, the irritation, the rage, like whatever it is that comes to mind when you think about, those negative emotions. Those are the things we know that are bad. We feel them in the moment. And then the positive emotions, shifting into like what you're positive for. There's lots of other things that you can do instantaneously to like, just train your mind to like look around you and find 3 things that please you in that moment, or whatever it is, something to shift your mind subtly. But there's an in-between. And this is something that people get really stuck in because they don't see it. And that is stagnance, boredom, unenergized. A lot of people find themselves stuck here. And the reason is because they don't see it. We're focused on not feeling negative, trying to practice what we are learning, and knowing that negative emotions can attract negative situations, law of attraction, law of vibration, all the things, how manifestation works. But so we're focused on not thinking about the negative things, not feeling the negative emotions, trying, to just stay neutral. But we're not like ready yet for those positive emotions, for all of the things that are gonna flow our way so fast if we just start being the lit up, fulfilled, happy versions of ourselves by choice, day in and day out. So we get stuck in this in-between phase of, like I said, it could be the unenergized, it could be boredom, it could be stagnance, and I have been in every single one of them, which is why I can speak from here. We get stuck here because we're not focusing to the next level. We've shifted from here, we've gone to here, but we're not aware of right here. We don't know it exists, and so we stay here and we don't shift to here. Does this make sense? Emotional intelligence is paying attention to how you feel, though, right? So this is why these timers, these questions for yourself, to be really upfront, whether you need to do a journal prompt or whatever it is, and truly ask yourself that question, like, how do I feel right now? What is this magnetizing into my life? And if your answers are really vague, like, I am feeling neutral, I feel all right, I feel, normal. And then answering the next questions of like, what is this bringing into my life? Well, I don't know. Oh, hi, that's who's on here. Hi, Rosalinda. Asking those questions as to what is coming into your life from that perspective. It's just more boredom, more stagnance, not any sort of change, right? You're exactly where you're in your element, what your element is what you're bringing towards you. And the ready part is a really interesting topic in itself, because like I said, and people have said, ready is not like some sort of thing you go out and strive for. Ready is a choice. It's a decision to bet on yourself. It's a decision to not be fearful, to not be scared of saying yes to yourself, to betting on yourself and seeing what's on the other side of that. Whether it's that fear of judgment, fear of failure, or whatever that is that's on the other side, that's making you not choose yourself, that's making you not choose to the elevated emotion, that positive emotion, to see what manifestations lie on the other side of it. Yeah, it's a choice. So I believe I've touched on just about every topic here today. So like I said, I recommend setting a timer for yourself every couple of hours to ask that for yourself if you feel like you need it. And And it sounds really extra, but the more you do it, the more you actually pay attention, because we can get lost throughout our day inside of our scenarios and the things that are happening to us. And the things that are happening throughout after this call, all throughout the day, are the most important aspects of it all. It's the frequency you're emitting. It's the frequency that you're getting back. And so, like I said, you're following your happy. Make that literally your number one priority. Like, what a relief is it to hear that literally I'm telling you to just make everything that makes you happy your number one priority. And if that is a problem to anyone else, then that should speak something to you in general, because don't let anything get in the way of that. And it's going to feel weird at first if you put your happy aside, the things that light you up, the things you like doing. If you put them aside for a really long time, of course, shifting any sort of habit, such as the habit of negative emotions or the habit of stagnant emotions, it's a habit like anything else, and it takes practice, just like meditation does, like we were talking about yesterday. But when you make it a priority, don't let it intimidate you. It's like I said, it is compounding effects. It's compounding emotions. It starts with today, and it goes on the next day and the next day. And you might see some little results in like a couple of days, but imagine that in 3 months. I challenge you to do that for 3 months. I have seen just like, it's like night and day. It truly is like night and day when you choose that elevated state, when you choose that positive emotion. And if you're not in a positive environment, to just simply remove yourself from it. If you find yourself in a negative feeling and a negative emotion that's just overwhelming you, I want you to take that seriously. I don't want you to just like see it and try to sink back in and trick yourself to be grateful for something that you're just truly not grateful for, or, you're just too much stuck in a negative emotion to even think about it. It happens, I want you to remove yourself from that environment completely. Step away, because you've already infused that whole area with negative emotions. Step away. And I had something that I was going to have you ask yourself specifically, but just recognize, say it out loud, like when this happens. Like, I recognize that I am feeling blank. I am feeling irritated, or whatever it is. I know that this does not serve me, and I choose an elevated state instead. So you can choose which one, whatever one suits you, whether it's happiness, whether it's gratefulness, whether it's I feel loved, whether it's like I feel energized, I feel radiant, whatever speaks to you in that moment. Say it out loud. I choose confidence instead, whatever it is. And so it is. Step aside, take a breath. Imagine you're breathing out this negative scenario in your life. You're breathing out this negative emotion. The more you visualize it, the more that it helps your body to actually enhance that emotion of you breathing that negative emotion out, breathing in the emotion that you want, that you're striving for, breathing in this new emotion that you are choosing. And the visualization part of it is like I said, it's very important. It helps the body to bring it in even more so. Well, that's a good thing to practice when you are feeling these emotions. So I hope that emotional intelligence made sense to you guys today. I actually teach a whole 3-day series on this. That's just a mini course. If you guys are interested, you can definitely let me know, because this deep dives into mastering emotional intelligence, or really tuning in with you guys and seeing where you're at and working with it on a more intimate level, because this is what forms our entire lives, is the emotions that we carry out throughout the day. And if you've created an energy fuse with multiple things in your life that are just negative, it might be necessary for you to just start over, to just go in a different scenario every day, whether it's a different like job, a different like home. I don't know what it is. If you've infused so much negative energy in your environment, make an effort to change that, whether it just be physically leaving or trying to really rewire all of the thoughts, all the negative feelings that you have about people and situations and environments themselves, just like I have. And meditation can help, like we did yesterday. But like I said, choosing that positive, that elevated emotion, it's going to feel weird at first, but the more you do it, it creates a habit for you to choose this throughout every single day. And it becomes a way of living. It just becomes a way of being, and it becomes simple. And manifestation comes with ease in this state, at this elevated frequency where you just choosing happiness all the damn time. Like, this could be my number one easiest trick to manifest things to you, you know? Setting all of the strategies aside and just making sure, being in that happy, fulfilled state, that is the most powerful and simplest way. So I hope that you guys practice this today. Actually, that is going to be the homework for today. Anyone that has joined this challenge, you guys have signed up for homework as well. So your homework for today, on top of continuing to practice your homework from yesterday, incorporating something into your morning routine, and I recommend incorporating maybe one more thing today, one more thing the next day, unless you like doing a longer practice, whatever works for you, as long as you're being active in the creation of it. But your homework for today is to incorporate emotional intelligence into your day. Set a timer for yourself. What time is it? It's 7:35 here. Set a timer for yourself for like 10 o'clock, and then noon, and then 2, and then 4. And ask yourself throughout the entire day how you're feeling. And the very upfront question as to what is this bringing my way? Whether that's negativity, whether that's total stagnance, that's not where you want to be. Choosing that elevated emotion. And I know that you might feel like, I just can't do it. Like, it's just because you're not used to it. You're not in a habit of it. Do it anyway, no matter how weird it feels, okay? Make it important to you. The universe sees that things are important to you too when you go out and you do them, regardless of the fear or the uncomfortability behind it. So practice this today. Let me know how it works for you. Practice it throughout the entire day, but as soon as something hits you that you're just like, wow, this is, you know, making me feel some sort of way, I want you to share it. You could share a video. You could share just a message on the Facebook group. You could just comment here. Whatever works for you, I want you to practice it. And I want you to first know the first alarm that goes off. I want you to know how you're feeling and maybe mention that in your comment and where it's taking you, because that is like your energetic set point. Probably is that first, what you just automatically go to 2 hours from now after your morning routine, after this call, that's the energetic set point that you're like at all the time. This is like the habitual set point that you're at. So I hope that you can take that into consideration when you do like your first timer and ask yourself those questions, because it's really important to know where that set point is, because that is your habitual state. And just knowing that gives you the know-how, and it gives you the passion and inspiration to strive for another emotion, to strive for, you know, following your happy. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it's almost all the cliche things in life that we avoid because it just sounds so simple. And it is simple. It's just a choice, and a choice to bet on yourself, a choice to trust in yourself and make the decision, no matter how uncomfortable it is. So I hope today goes amazing for you. Happy Tuesday. Tomorrow, actually, I think I'm going to do this inside on Instagram. So let me know if this works for you. And I just kind of want to invite people in that aren't already in the group and see how they like the series tomorrow. And if they want to join, then they can do so. So I'm pretty sure all of you guys have Instagram. So it'll be on Instagram tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, like always. It's just going to be tomorrow's call, not the other ones. Tomorrow's call is going to be a little more action because we're going to be talking about banishing limiting beliefs to get those out of your way. Thanks, Rosie. So we're going to be doing a couple different journal prompts. So it's going to be me guiding you through some journal prompts. So be prepared to bring a notebook, a pen, a pencil, whatever you write with. And we're going to go guiding through that. I'm going to guide you through that together. And if you still don't have the media content for this, which means, the thing you put on your computer screen that has the pre-recorded videos from the last live series and all of that, let me know, because there is a workbook in there that you can take tomorrow's session a little deeper, as well as have the journal prompts that we're going to be going over at your disposal. So if you still don't have that, please message me. Other than that, though, I hope you guys all have an amazing Tuesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Instagram, 7 a.m. And I'll put the recording in here, too, so it'll be in this group. All right. Good morning, guys. Have a good day.